Hi, everybody. I'm going to do a little bit of a shameless promotion, but if you look at our paid subscriptions, we have a coach the coach service that allows you to have one-to-one access to myself or one of our certified coaches. And what we specialize in here at Progress Coaching is coach the coach, working with leaders, providing coaching applications, strategies, ideas, questions, activities, accountability actions specific to their business challenge or situational imperative. And in the last 72 hours, forgive my, I'm very casual. It's Saturday morning, but it's really interesting. And I go back to something I said 32 years ago, and I got it probably 40 years ago. And ironically, I just ran into my old boss, Joe Dean from the YMCA, who later went to IBM, got me in at IBM, and he was the best boss. And I saw him at a restaurant, comes up, gives me a hug, and we're talking, and there was just immediate trust. And I remember almost 40 years ago, he had a boss call me, and I'll never forget this. And if he's ever going to watch this, he's going to say, "Why are you bringing this up?" And his boss, and at the time, Joe was getting his real estate license and his master's in exercise physiology and running a Y and having a family. And Joe's always been like that. He's always been that guy who could do a lot of things. I always marveled at that. And I sat there, and his boss called me and said, "So is Joe studying for his real estate license on site?" And I said, "Well, I've never seen him do that." And I called Joe that night. My wife was in med school. I was the sole breadwinner. And I thought, wow, I was nervous making that call, not out of a lack of trust for Joe, but his boss never brought it up to Joe. He didn't go to the source. In the last 72 hours, I've had four situations where people said, I was talking to this person and they said that their boss, blah, blah, blah. I said, did they ever talk to their boss? And what happens is when we don't go to the source, we can put the faith in other people to represent what's in our mind and our hearts, which I guarantee you will be distorted and spun and narrated differently. And so one of the things that we do here at Progress Coaching is we do a service of a coach the coach service. So if you're interested in our subscriptions, look for our paid subscription. I think it's $475 a year. And basically what you get is Progress Coaching, you get Leadership U. We typically charge $16.95 for each one of those courses. And then you get one-to-one access. And we use a tool that's awesome that allows you to post a text, a video, or an audio message to us. Nobody else sees it. Hey, I've got this situation. Here's what's going on. And we get back to you typically within the same business day. And what it does is it creates an asynchronous conversation. We also give you access to an AI tool so you could go in there and say, got someone who's lacking initiative. What are some questions and activities I could use? It will give you the answer in seconds. So check out our paid subscription. A little bit of a shameless promotion. Hope you don't mind, but it goes right back to what we specialize in. Coach the coach application services. Thanks.